as the bass get hot, boy, I am so many fresh. I talk cash money like I'm Birdman. Tactical topic straight on, no swerving. All facts is what I'm serving. No one's better or more deserving than me. I bring the heat like my MP. On a whole nother level like I'm so honey. Proof points helping you visualize. Using data that's analyzed by eagle eyes. Get your mind right and act like you know. You are now tuned into the real Untouchable podcast.
Hey, what it do, sports world, and welcome to the Real Untouchable podcast, man, with me, Ray Diggs. I got a great segment for y'all, man. I want to talk about the Real Untouchable podcast, Ray Diggs, week 1 recap. Okay, I was supposed to do my pick'ems this morning, but I apologize. I wasn't able to, do my pick'ems. So I'll make sure that this week, my pick'ems will be done in the middle of the week. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead on and do my podcast on the Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday will be the day where I give you all my pick'ems. Okay, so make sure y'all tune in. But listen, before I get started, man, make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button, and make sure y'all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment. But let's talk about the recap of the top 10 teams. I'm only talking about the top 10 teams tonight. Okay, we're gonna start off with the number 1 team in the nation, the Georgia Bulldogs, as they faced off against the Clemson Tigers. And it was a dominating win by the Georgia Bulldogs. The Dogs pretty much did what I felt like they would do. I felt like it would be a close game at the beginning. Then they would start to enforce their will on this the Clemson Tiger team. And like Dabo Swinney said it best. Georgia was just a better team. Georgia pretty much gets you on the field and they show you, take you to deep water and pretty much drown you, and they dominate you in the later portion of the game. And that's exactly what the Georgia Bulldog team did tonight, was dominate. Earlier today, they pretty much dominated the Clemson Tiger. And I was telling somebody today, man, one of my partners, I said, man, Clemson don't do transfers. I think that Clemson need to start getting some transfers in. Okay, because it's okay. Yes, you want your recruits, you want to build your recruits, but you need you really need some transfers. Okay. And I think that if Clemson start doing this, I think they'll be a better team. Okay, let's go on to the number 2. Actually, Georgia won this game 34-3 in a dominating fashion. Let's go over to the number 2 team, Ohio State, the Buckeyes. Okay, that $20 million roster. Okay, the Buckeyes win today against Akron 52-6. But this game right here was a little closer than this score indicates. Okay, at halftime, this score right here was a 11-point game. Okay, they were struggling against Akron. Okay, Will Howard, the quarterback that they got from Kansas State. I think it's pretty safe to say that the Ohio State Buckeyes really don't have a quarterback. Let's just be honest, okay? And that $20 million, the running back, Caleb Williams, yeah, he had a half a sack. But I'm going to tell y'all why I feel like this Ohio State Buckeye team will not win the national championship this year. First of all, you need a quarterback. Oh, I'm sorry. You need a quarterback. And I'm going to tell you another thing, y'all. Ohio State probably should have went out there and gave Cam Ward all the money that he wanted. The quarterback that came from Washington State, Cam Ward, but he went down there to the University of Miami, and they ain't gonna lie, he balled out today. I think that this team is missing Cam Ward. If they had Cam Ward, I would pick the Ohio State Buckeyes today to win the national championship. But because they don't have a quarterback, I just don't see this team winning the national championship. I just don't see it. But today they got the win 52-6. Let's go down to the number 3 team. Okay, the Oregon Ducks. The Oregon Ducks struggled today, winning 24-14 against Idaho, and it was just a sloppy game, man. But the one bright spot that I can say about this Oregon Duck team is Dylan Gabriel might be the truth. Okay, 41-49, 380 yards and 2 touchdowns. The dude right here might be the truth. But I'm going to tell y'all why I think that this team right here, mistakes, is what killed this team tonight. Tonight. Mistakes. And that is the reason why I feel that this team struggled the way it did today, against a team that they should have ran up and down the field on. But I'm gonna give them a break. I'm gonna say, kind of like I gave Ohio State a break. I'm gonna say that it's the first game. You breaking in a new starting quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, came over from Oklahoma. I'm gonna say that, but guess what? This team right here gonna have to get better on the offensive side if they are gonna challenge for the Big 12. I mean the Big 10 championship. That's just the bottom line. I cannot. If the Oregon Ducks play another game like they played today, they will not defeat Ohio State. They will not defeat Michigan, and I'm stamping that. But today they won this game in blowout fashion. Where they won this game right here, 24-14. And like I said, it was a lot of issues in this game. But I look forward to this team cleaning everything up and getting back to playing how the Oregon Ducks play football. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the number 4 team. The Texas Longhorns dominated Colorado State 52-0. They even let Arch Manning play. I seen Quinn Ewers out there throwing no-look passes, but they ended up letting Arch Manning get in. He gets in, he's body grinning. They think he was about to run it. What did he do? Arch Manning pretty much throws it out there, and he gets his first career touchdown. But he also ran for a touchdown. So Arch Manning pretty much had a pretty good game, and that is the reason why I say that Quinn Ewers pretty much he's on a short leash, y'all. And this Texas Longhorn team started off pretty sluggish, but they got it together and they went out there and they pretty much dominated. So I expect for Texas to keep doing what they're doing. Welcome to the Big Ten, to the SEC. I expect for them to keep doing what they're doing, but this right here is not an indicator of them for the rest of the season. Okay, this is not a. I think that they beat a team that they should have beat. But at the end of the day, this Texas Longhorn team, they're really deep. They're really good. When you look at their running game, they got some pretty good running backs. I questioned their running backs, honestly. I said that they lost 2 running backs. So I was waiting to see what they would do. How would they recover after losing those 2 running backs? They pretty much ran for 180 yards, okay, with all of their running backs. Okay, Isaiah Bond had a pretty good game. Ryan Wingo, the true freshman wide receiver, came in and had a good game as well. Man, y'all listen. This freshman class of wide receivers might be one of the best that we have ever seen. With Cam Coleman, Ryan Hollywood Williams, you have Jeremiah Smith, you got Ryan Wingo. This right here might be one of the best freshman wide receiver class that we have ever seen. Come to college ever, period. But the Texas Longhorn win this game 52-0. Let's go on to the number 5 team, which was Alabama, the Crimson Tide. Y'all see them back there. The Tide pretty much rolled, and Keelan DeBoer's first game, they pretty much rolled to a dominant victory, and I felt like they should have did this 63-0. Okay, this team was up 42-0 at halftime, and they pretty much rolled for the rest of the game. Now, Jalen Milroe had a hell of a game, dominating. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. This team right here is a really good team. They was missing Caden Proctor today. He injured his shoulder in warm up, so he was out. But that offensive line can be special. Jalen Milroe threw for 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was 7 for 9, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also ran for 79 yards on 10 carries and 2 touchdowns. So he accounted for 5 touchdowns. Okay. And Justice Hayes ran 4 times, 102 yards, 85 yards being his longest run, 1 touchdown. Jam Miller had 5 carries, 54 yards, but it was true freshman wide receiver Ryan Hollywood Williams that pretty much stole the show. The true freshman wide receiver, the 5-star plus wide out, only 17 years old, people. He's 17 years old, just turned 17. He was supposed to be playing his high school. Last night was supposed to be his first game of his high school season, was last night. But this kid right here is coming out here on Saturdays, dominating against a Division I school for the Alabama Crimson Tide. And that is what he did today. 2 catches, 139 yards, one being an 84-yard touchdown. The other one was like a 60-some yard touchdown. So he ended up with 139 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that really was the only wide receiver that really did anything today. But when I look at this Alabama team, y'all, oh man, ooh. So when I look at this Alabama team, I apologize. When I look at this Alabama team, y'all, Alabama got a lot of weapons on this team. And when I look at this team, when I look at this defense with Campbell, Lawson has slimmed down, y'all. Lawson has gotten faster. Campbell has gotten, he got slimmed down and he's gotten faster. Okay. When I look at this team, I see a dominant team. I see a team that can be really, really good. When I say that, I mean that this team right here possibly could lose one game. You got Quay Russaw. I've been telling everybody about Quay Russaw. Quay Russaw. Remember the name. Quay Russaw. This kid right here is gonna be special. I'm telling y'all, he will be special. Keon Sad, the transfer from Michigan, 2 picks this night. I mean, he was just reading the quarterback, dominating TJ Finley. I mean, every time TJ Finley threw his way, it was pretty much picked off. And then one of them, he should have, if he stayed where he was, he would have picked off another pass. So I'm looking at this kid, Sad. This kid gonna be special for Alabama. He's gonna be special in this Alabama backfield, back there in the back end of their defense. All right. And another one that I want to talk about, Red Morgan. Red Morgan is a true freshman, man. This kid right here is a baller, y'all. He's gonna be special as well. Okay. He's gonna be a really dangerous player for this Alabama team. James Smith. James Smith looked good out there, y'all. He looked real good out there, pretty much on the defensive line, pushing them back. I think that the more comfortable he get, this Alabama defensive line is going to get even more dangerous with him, LT Overton, and the rest of them boys. I did not see Keeler out there. Maybe they didn't play him. Maybe he was suspended or something. Jaleel Oates. I didn't really hear a lot from him in this game right here. I was expecting for him to be one of those big names that come out here this season and dominate, but he didn't really do a lot today. So maybe in the second game, okay, but Alabama won this game 63-0. And the one thing that I would like to see a little bit more of, I like to see a little bit more of Jalen Milroe throwing the ball. I like to see him get his playmakers the ball. I would like to see Kendrick Law get 5 passes a game. I would like to see Jim Bernard get probably about a good 6 or 7 passes per game. I would like to see Emmanuel Henderson get a few more passes. I would like to see him throw the ball more than 9 times. Like I just don't like it. I don't like it that you got more rushing attempts than you do passing attempts. I think that he was looking to run way too much. And I think that the more he need to get comfortable, he got the weapons around him. He got all the weapons that he need at his disposal. Okay. And I just think that when he figure it out, that is when this Alabama team is going to get even more dangerous. That's just my opinion. But like I said, Alabama won this game 63-0. And let's get ready. The Keelan DeBoer era is underway. And I think that this right here is going to be a hell of an era. Okay, let's go down to Ole Miss, the number 6 team in the nation, the Ole Miss Rebels. Dominated today against Foreman, 76-0. Man, let me tell y'all something. This right here was one of the best quarterback play that I've seen in a very long time out of Jackson Dort. Jackson Dort was 22 for 27 for 418 yards and 5 touchdowns. Okay, and he also had a rushing touchdown. All of this was in the first half. All of his damage in the first half. When I tell y'all this right here, this Ole Miss team can be very, very dangerous. I think that this Ole Miss team can make a push. Okay, when you look at their schedule, like who on their schedule that when they go into the game, they go into the game and say, you know what? I don't think we're gonna be able to play good against this team. You want to come on with it against this offense because you know who's calling the plays, Lane Kiffin. I think that this Ole Miss team is bound to make a push this year to get into that college football playoff, being that it's 12-man playoff, 12-team playoff. But this Ole Miss team today looked amazing. 76-0. Yes, they are a really good team. Jackson Dort, this kid right here, they can go ahead and start bidding him a Heisman campaign because I think this kid right here is going to be somewhere up there towards the top of the Heisman Trophy candidate list at the end of this season. Okay, but that's what the number 6 team in the nation did. Okay, the number 7 team, Notre Dame played against the number 20 Texas A&M Aggies. Ole Miss, I mean not Ole Miss. Notre Dame went down to Texas A&M, went down to College Station, and beat this team 23-13. And I kept telling everybody, I said, man, listen, yes, Texas A&M is a hard place to play at night. It really is. But I said Notre Dame got the type of team that can go down there and actually beat them. And the reason why I think that they can go down, I mean, the reason I think that they would go down there and beat them is just basically because Texas A&M really just not that good. Not to take nothing away from Notre Dame, but Texas A&M really not that good. And that's why I said that I think that Notre Dame could go down there and possibly steal one, which they did. And I'm going to tell y'all another thing before I leave this. They won the game 23-13. I'm going to tell y'all something about this Notre Dame team. The more I go down this Notre Dame roster, I mean this Notre Dame schedule, the more I think Notre Dame is one of these 12 playoff teams. They will be one of the 12 playoff teams. I'm calling that right now in week 1 because I'm looking at their schedule. And Notre Dame really don't play a ranked team after tonight until week, what? Let's see. Week 9. And that's right there when Florida State goes to South Bend to face them. Week 9 is when the next time where they play against a ranked team. And then they won't play another ranked team again until the last game of the season, which is USC, which I think they'll beat USC as well. Possibly they can use against Florida State. Let's just say that you lose against Florida State. I just honestly feel that this Notre Dame team is bound to make the college football playoff. That's just my opinion. I just feel like that's right. It's set up. It's set up like that with the schedule that they got. They do not play a hard game really all season. So Notre Dame will possibly be one of the 12 playoff teams that makes it to the college football playoff. And I'm saying that's in week 1. But today, they ended up getting a nice win, 23-13 against the number 20 Texas A&M Aggie on the road. It was a hell of a game, hell of a win for this team, and they moved to 1-0. Let's talk about the number 8 team, Penn State, the Nittanies. Okay, they went down to West Virginia and beat them 34-12. Now, this game right here was delayed for like 3 or 4 hours, but then Penn State came back out there and pretty much dominated what they was doing at first before the delay, and they pretty much dominated this game. I think Penn State has found themselves a quarterback, Drew Aller. I think that, he's the quarterback for the Penn State Nittanies. A big quarterback that can throw that ball, get him to his weapons. I think that Penn State gonna make some noise over there in the Big Ten. Okay, he was 11 for 17, 216 yards. When you look at this, I expect Keyshawn Allen to do more. Now I ain't gonna even lie. He only had 10 carries today for 20 yards. I expected for him to do more. So I expect that as the season goes on, Keyshawn Allen will become, more involved into this Penn State offense. But today they didn't need him, winning the game 34-12. And it was just a dominating game from them. This is a really, really good team, to be honest with you. And I expect for them to do more damage. Let's talk about the number 9 team in the nation, the Michigan Wolverines. They beat the Fresno State Bulldogs 30-10. It was a sloppy game. For a long time, it was just a really close game. It was 10-3 at halftime. It was 13-3 going into the fourth quarter, and that's when Michigan kind of, put it on ice after that. But this Michigan team have a lot going on around them. They just got a lot going on. I'm just being honest with you. So I expected for them to do this. I thought that Orji would be their starting quarterback, but he's not their starting quarterback. He came, they got Warren is their starting quarterback. So I'm looking at this team and I'm like, man, maybe they need to put Orji as their starting quarterback. Donovan Edwards, had a horrible game today. 11 carries, 27 yards. He did have 1 receiving touchdown, but he also had 2 catches for 0 yards, 1 touchdown. I just don't understand it. Like I said, Michigan played a horrible game today, but Michigan defense is back again this year. I think Michigan defense is what going to really be what gets them to where they need to be. I don't think this Michigan team right here can beat Ohio State, though, just being honest with you. Because, like I said, they got a lot of question marks. They got a lot of question marks on this team right now. So I don't think that they could beat a team like Ohio State right now. All right, but and also I want to talk about a game that's going on right now. New Mexico, University of New Mexico at Arizona. Arizona just scored another touchdown. They're up 41-24. The game was just 24-24, probably like a couple minutes ago. So Arizona is pretty much scoring. And like I said, Arizona is one of those teams that can win the Pac-12. I mean, not as it were. I'm sorry. They moved out of the Pac-12. They moved to the Big 12. Okay, but they the type of team that can win the Big 12 with all the weapons that they got, and with McMillan right now with 7 catches, 248 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Like these dudes putting up video game numbers. But right now they're up 41-24. I think they'll cruise to victory. But like I said before, I will be doing my weekly pick 'em. And I'm sorry that I came on here so late. Had things that I had to do, but I will make sure that I come on earlier next time so everybody can get on here and see me. Make sure you all tune in also to the We Are All Winners podcast with me, Ray Diggs. I will be getting that back started next week, talking about, real life stuff. So make sure y'all tune in for that podcast as well. But this right here is my week 1 top 10 recap of all the top 10 teams. Like I said, it was Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Penn State, Michigan, Florida State, and also talked about Arizona. So make sure y'all tune in for the next segment of the Real Untouchable podcast with me, Ray Diggs. Hey, I will be back on again after this right here. I will be talking about Arkansas high school football, the Warren Lumberjacks, and why I think they lost last night. I will explain to you all on the next episode of the Real Untouchable podcast. Until next time, y'all have a great night, y'all. Peace.